Well, our reporter there, Natasha Phiri, is at Nasrec, south of Johannesburg. That's where the ANC NEC is preparing for the party's national conference next week and joins me now. Good evening, Natasha. What's the latest?
Good evening, Iman. It's quite chilly now here at Nasrec, and of course, members of the NEC are locked behind closed doors. Of course, that Integrity Commission report is expected to be tabled, but just talking to some insiders, Iman, it's reported that Cyril Ramaphosa's people are somewhat delaying the tabling of that Integrity Commission report and are trying to push for it to actually be tabled in the next NEC meeting that will take place just a day before, the elective conference, which will be on the 15th, and there's some efforts to somewhat try squash it. So that's what we're hearing from the inside, but we hope to get an update from the ANC's national spokesperson, Mr. Pulemabe. Before we spoke to him in the morning, he was forthright and forthcoming about the issue, saying that this issue will be tabled amongst other reports, outstanding reports from the Integrity Commission. But after lunch, it seems as if the tone somewhat changed. But he also spoke about another issue that was to be tabled inside Iman, the issue of the energy crisis. Eskom, yet again, South Africa was yet again plunged into stage 6 load shedding, which is costing the lives and the livelihoods of the country, which is costing the economy millions, if not billions of rands. And he had said that this issue was going to be discussed behind closed doors. Of course, I am vividly reminded of the conversation that we had with him earlier this week, where he lashed out at ANC deployees, those who are tasked with dealing with issues at Transnet, saying that it's time for heads to roll right now. They're tired of saying the same thing, the same rhetoric over and over and over again about Eskom. It's time their deployees actually account for the mess that's actually taking place at Eskom. And we asked him, why this tone now? It's been a long time coming. Eskom has always had crisis, has always been in a crisis, but why is the ANC now saying that it's time for accountability, whereas in the time past they could have actually dealt with this issue and dealt with this issue decisively? So these are just some of the issues, that are actually being discussed, behind closed doors, Iman.
And it's interesting you say there, Natasha, that, people who support the president of the party are delaying the tabling of the report to literally 1 minute to midnight, and that is the day before the national conference convenes. Does it look like they might get their way?
Well, for now, it certainly does look like they might get away, not unless if those who are opposing Ramaphosa actually fight back. You saw scenes last week and earlier on this week, the showdowns behind closed doors over that Section 89 report, of which ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa is now taking under review. So it would be interesting to hear what the TG, Paul Mashatile, the Treasurer General Paul Mashatile, or the ANC's national spokesperson, Pulemabe, will come out and tell members of the media. But remember, the sole task of this NEC meeting was to actually discuss that report and other outstanding reports here today, but seemingly it's as if this process is being slowed deliberately.
So are we expecting to have a briefing tonight once that meeting concludes? Just give us a sense of the timeframes we're looking at for how things will unfold later.
Iman, it seems as if you'll be here until very late. Initially, they had said that the NEC is actually supposed to conclude its meeting at 6 o'clock, but I'm really not getting that sense, not at all. And remember, there's so many other issues that are actually happening on the sidelines of this NEC meeting. The issue of Batabile Dlamini is also another contentious one. So, so many things are happening, so many tables, so many reports need to be tabled. And of course, yes, we do expect the Treasurer General of the ANC to actually brief members of the media, after this. As to what time, we're not so sure. But just to remind our SABC viewers that after this meeting of the NEC, it is expected that the chairpersons of the ANC from all provinces and the secretaries as well will be having their own meeting. Remember, we had Oscar Mabuyane confirm that to our colleague Samgela Masego earlier this week on Wednesday about that meeting. So it seems as if it's not only a long night for us journalists, but of course for some ANC NEC members and, of course, the various provincial chairpersons and secretaries. But, of course, as SABC News, we do promise to give you all the latest in regards to this meeting.
Hurry up and wait. Natasha Phiri, thank you very much. As soon as something develops, anything develops really, where that meeting is being held, we will bring it to you, our viewers.